head overseas now. NATO defense ministers meeting in Belgium this morning to discuss military collaboration between nearly 50 nations.
For that foreign correspondent, Shelby Wilder joins us from NATO headquarters in Brussels with the latest. Shelby.
Well, we are at NATO headquarters in Brussels covering the second and final day of the NATO Ministers of Defense meeting. Attendees include U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and senior military officials from nearly 50 nations. Yesterday, the focus was on the NATO-Ukraine Council, which dominated the discussions, specifically on ensuring reliable long-term support for Ukraine. Today's discussions covered stepping up the alliance's military production, also nuclear policy, and security threats, particularly from Russia. We've continued to hear Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg highlight Russia's intensified hostile acts across NATO countries, including arson, sabotage, and cyber attacks, attributing these to Russian intelligence operations. Stoltenberg also addressed Russia's dangerous nuclear rhetoric, noting their deployment of nuclear weapons to Belarus and ongoing nuclear exercises. And we've heard, Stoltenberg emphasize that China is modernizing its nuclear capabilities. Then there's North Korea's nuclear program and Iran's efforts, all of which pose significant challenges. But take a listen to what Stoltenberg had to say specifically about China.
China is now playing a key role in upholding or propping up Russia's war in Ukraine. 90% of the microelectronics that Russia imported last year came from China.
So again, Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg there just reiterated that China, North Korea, Belarus and Iran are all actively supporting Russia in its war against Ukraine. And this is why the NATO defense ministers meeting is crucial, not only for Ukraine, but also for the security of the alliance. This meeting comes ahead of next month's NATO summit in Washington, D.C., which we will be covering, and it will mark the alliance's 75th anniversary this year. Otherwise, reporting from Brussels, I'm handing it back to you.
That is Shelby Wilder reporting. Shelby, thank you.